Thank you for joining in the discussion today regarding bonds. I'm Bobby Scowden with Indiana Wesleyan University. Bonds are a long-term investment defined as a debt investment in which an investor loans money to an entity which borrows the funds for a defined period of time at a variable or fixed interest rates. Terms to understand about bonds. The bond certificate will state the terms of the bond. The maturity date is the final payment date on the bond. The term is the time remaining until the final repayment date of the bond. Face value is the amount of the bond used to compute its interest payments. The face value of a bond is generally due at the bond's maturity date. Coupons is the promised interest payments of the bond paid periodically until the maturity date. And the coupon rate determines the amount of each coupon payment of the bond. Bonds are either government or corporation issued. Coupon bonds are paid at regular interest payments that are paid at regular times. As you can see in the example here, the coupons attached to the bond. Treasury bonds, U.S. Treasury coupon, is currently traded in financial markets with original maturities of more than 10 years. Treasury notes is a type of U.S. Treasury coupon security currently traded in financial markets with original maturities from 1 to 10 years. Corporate bonds are no risk of default for U.S. Treasury bonds, so the pricing is straightforward. According to the Learning Studio video, corporate bonds induce the risk of default. This is so investors have both interest risk and credit risk. The credit risk is that a corporation could default on the bond payments, leaving them worthless. Investment grade bonds are in the top 4 categories of credit worthiness with low risk of default. Speculation bonds, are sometimes referred to as junk bonds, are in the bottom 5 categories of creditworthiness. They are below investment grade. They have a high risk of default. But know that corporate bonds pricing is straightforward. Investors have an interest risk and a credit risk. How are bonds used? A low-level executive may sell bonds that their company is offering. A mid-level executive may keep an eye on the market and the interest rates. A high-level executive would make the decisions to sell bonds and set the values. Fraud is actually big in the bond market. Citibank and the Depository Trust Company assisted in international corporate bond fraud. There were canceled and redeemed corporate bonds circulating around Europe and the U.S. The bonds were worthless. They were from many top oil and chemical companies. The canceled bonds are typically destroyed after they mature or are redeemed by their issuers. Circulating the matured bonds as a valued bond will end you up in jail. Thank you for viewing this discussion today on bonds. These are the references used in this presentation. Thank you.